Say hello, Graham.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Spanky.
Oh, here's Spank, yeah. Spanky says hi. Look, he's a lot cleaner than he was since you folks last saw him. He had a tub to go to the Hoey Moey pinball event, which was held back in...
a month ago.
Yeah, March, wasn't it? Anyway. So, there he is. I'll put him back down. He didn't go to the pub last night.
No, stayed with me.
So welcome, everybody and anyone. It's a Saturday morning here in Australia, 9 AM on the East Coast. We have 3 time zones in Australia. So we have Eastern time and we have like a Central time, which is in South Australia and places like that, 30 minutes behind, and then we have Western time, which is 2 hours behind. But in daylight saving, which we're not in anymore, that time changes to 3 hours. So a little bit like the USA, but we're not nowhere near as big. What's the USA got? 4 time zones, haven't they? So it's 17 degrees Celsius outside, and that equates to 62.6 degrees Fahrenheit. And you may be able to hear the pitter-patter of rain on the tin roof up there because it is raining, and it's going to keep raining pretty well much on and off all day. We had a lot of torrential rain early this week and the week before, which is a little bit unseasonal, but needless to say, it's there. So we're a little late this time doing the what's happening in May video. We normally do it in the first weekend, but last weekend, which was the first weekend we could get to, was our coaching clinic with Mark Gibson's Fun with Pinball, so that sort of put a bit of a dampener on that, but needless to say, here we are. So what we're going to do is something today a little bit different, and this is why you need to stick around a little bit. Normally these sessions go for about an hour, and we're going to do show you some tips and tricks with some repairs and what we're actually doing. So there's going to be some physical training happening. Now, we didn't advertise that because it's not a training course, it's just we're going to illustrate a few things, because what we're doing, we're overhauling all the exhibits we use in our training course, so some score reels, relays and things like that.
They're getting a bit how you do.
Yeah, they were all dirty and grotty, and to be honest, it wasn't very professional, and you know, you show the people and something sticks and doesn't work correctly, and yeah, it's just not good. We prefer to be a little bit more professional. Now, once again, we're broadcasting from the goat shed. Hopefully the signal's good. You know, let us know if it's not. I've got the super duper microphone plugged in, so you should be able to hear Graham quite clearly when he speaks. I'll just sort of show you some of the stuff that is happening. So he's currently working on some score reels, and Grizzle Rosalina. Hi, Will. Welcome. You either got the email I just sent you, or you knew this was going to happen. So yeah, we just can't see Graham's face there at the moment. Not that you want to.
It's probably a good thing.
Yeah. All the girls at the pub, they're all broken-hearted. You know, have a look at that. Like, he's got no hair. But apparently, when he was a young fellow, he used to be blonde, and all the girls used to chase him round. That was girls, wasn't it?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah.
You haven't been to Thailand lately?
No, I'm not allowed back.
No lady boys.
No.
Now, enough of that, Spanky. Come on, keep it clean. All right, so what we're doing, Graham, say hello to Will, my good friend Will,
Oh, g'day, Will. How you going, mate?
from Muscle Shoals, Alabama.
Oh, I've heard that's a nice
But
place.
he doesn't speak like they do in Alabama, like a lot of them, because he comes from California.
Okay.
And I'll be seeing my good friend Will in the not too distant future. Looking forward to it too.
Yeah. While we're there,
Oh, hang on a sec. What do you want to show?
well, I'm just showing that we pulled the comb apart to give it a
One
clean.
sec. Yeah, you'll have to move it over, just over this way a bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, we just pulled this whole mech down, the score.
Squirrel, yeah.
And putting this back in together, and you can see it's jamming up in there. A little bit of resistance.
Just turn it around a bit more.
Yeah. That should be a little sideways play, but
Yeah, okay, so...
and that's gonna. So when you go from 9 to 0, that's going to give you a little bit of grief.
Rightio, so what do you think, that's the metal?
Well, the metal there's probably just maybe a dag or two on there. I might just give it a quick heat with a
With the Dremel?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a Dremel. Now, what he's doing there, if everyone quite understood, where that plastic comb fits, it was sort of binding in the area it lives in. There should be like a fraction of play between both side walls where it goes, and there wasn't. So that could give you trouble with the switches. You can overhaul these score reels and as much as you like and as often as you like, I suppose. But if things bind, well, it's not going to be any good. Still doing?
No, that's better.
There you are. He said it's better. So put the pin in. So there's a split pin goes through there with.
Yeah, the pin's easy. Getting the circlip on is the trouble.
Get the circular one. Yeah. There you go. So he's just putting that back together.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Oh, there, it's falling under its own weight. People
Yeah,
see that?
That's what you want.
So there you go. This is why when you overhaul these Gottlieb score reels, you really do need to take them apart.
Look how tiny that is.
Oh, hang on. Yeah. What we're going to show you here. Just hold that down a bit lower, Graham. A bit lower. A bit lower. Can everyone see that C clip?
I'll attempt to show you.
It's really tiny. So by doing what he just did, it's going to save a lot of problems when the score reels go from round about 9 to 0. So it starts at around 8 sometimes. Extra pressure gets put on those switches, switch stacks, switch blades. Anyway, we're going to come back to that in a moment. Like I said, stick around. We're going to show you a few more tips and tricks and some of the work we've already done. And this is a bit of a first for us. We're going to try and do this a bit more often in these sessions, just to keep people interested. So it's May, as we said, well into it now.
Yeah.
We've been working on, for those of you that follow us on Facebook, a Gottlieb knockout. Now this machine was presented to us a couple of weeks back where the owner had done a playfield swap and various other cosmetic things had been carried out on it.
Yeah.
But he was having some problems with a sequence bank whereby as soon as you plug the machine in and apply power, bang, this coil pulls in on sequence bank 1 to 5, which is located under the playfield. That's it there in the background. This is the sequence bank here. I don't know if you can see that from this. It's probably just a little bit out of shot. That's the one that's been playing up. Now, we've had a little bit of a look at it, and what we discovered was in the course of events, we found a number of man-made things that had occurred on this machine. Like there was a couple of switch stacks put together without the plastic insulator going through the middle, so the screws were hitting the metal rather than the plastic insulator. You know those plastic insulators that go through them, the cylinders? Okay, that's fair enough. We just discovered a switch that something just looked wrong, and we investigated and we found about 3 or 4 others. like I said, that's okay, but we overhauled all the step units. Now we've done 2 or 3 videos on this knockout. So if you haven't seen them and you're interested, go and have a look, because it's it's a bit of a journey.
It's a beautiful machine.
It is. It's got a new back glass. It's very, very pretty. But we've got this problem now. We've sort of done a fair bit of work on that, trying to figure out what's going on, and to no avail. We do have the schematic. So we had a friend of ours come around and have a look, who's extremely good with schematics. He spent about 3 hours with us here the other day, once again to no avail. And it's a bit of a puzzle. So Tony's taken the schematic home, and he's going to sit down, and he's the guy that taught me how to draw things out yourself, like make your own schematic. So where something's at the top of the schematic and something's in the middle or something's at the bottom, you just join it all together on an A4 sheet of paper.
Stops a lot of confusion.
To make it a little bit more sensical, and that's something we've been teaching in our training courses now. And someone just said hello to us. I'm sorry, who was that? Jeff Taylor. Hi Jeff, how you doing?
Hey Jeff.
And so we're just having a little bit of a break from it, because you can get sort of all,
you get
head gets all screwed up.
Yeah. So sometimes when we get stuck, we go away and have a cup of coffee or something and think about it, come back the next day or whatever.
But we're going to do this over the week. So now the other thing, if you follow our Facebook page, and if you don't, you should, okay, it's called the Goat Shed EM Pinball Repair Specialists, and there are 3 simple questions that we ask you in the join-up process. If you could just answer those, they're so simple. One's, do you agree to the rules of the administrator, which is Spanky? You've got to agree to his rules.
Yeah.
And the other is, what's your favourite EM pinball machine? Yep. And where do you live? If you're in the USA, what state do you live in? We don't need to know your address.
So if we want to check your profile and you've got no response to any of the answers, the questions, and we see there's not a thing about pinball machine on your profile, on your Facebook page, well, what are you doing here, sort of thing? So
yeah, we're not trying to be the biggest group out there. Like, we've got the EM Pinball group as well, which we don't own. That was started by Jason Velg several years ago. Graham and I just happen to be administrators. That's about 7,000 members. But yeah,
we just don't want scammers and people coming around here hassling people.
Yeah, we had a scammer the other day. A guy he put a picture up of a pinball machine, a see-through pinball machine. Now, there's only, everyone that's in the game knows there's only a few of those being made, and he's trying to sell it off as another pinball machine, and well, he was picked up straight away. I mean, and always bear in mind, being in Australia, there's about, from the east coast in the USA to our current time zone here on the east coast in Australia, it's a 14-hour difference. Mm-hmm. So we're in bed and you're awake, and a lot of our friends in the US see things a lot sooner than we do, and they pointed it out. Anyhow, we're having a little break from Knockout for a few days, and maybe even a week, and we've been doing some other projects. And one of the other things we've been working on for a fair while now is Gottlieb's lightning ball from 1959. God damn, it's younger than me. Anyhow,
most things are.
Yeah, most things are. Anyway, Graham's been painting that. Now, once again, we've got that in our YouTube, and we might get that and show you in a minute. And you see, it's not. It's complex because it's got semicircles on it, and
it's not the easiest pattern.
Cutting them out, and you've got to overlap white with red or blue, and it's quite complex.
Very involved.
So once again, we're going to be showing you a bit more live work here and some tips and tricks. Stay with us. We'll do that when we can. Graham's just putting some stuff back together there in the background.
Another pain, these little screws for this stop.
Right. Oh, okay. Hello, Jim Holder, our good friend from
Jim. Hey, Jim.
Pennsylvania, and hello, Ward Kirkwood from Massachusetts. Now, I really would like to go to Boston and have a look. I've always been fascinated by that place. And I'm so damn close when we're in New York, I suppose. It's not that far, but I'm just probably not going to have the time this time. Oh, there you go. So Jeff was repairing pinball machines and video games since the 70s. And his folks owned a video and arcade. It was fun keeping those old guys running. Well, Jeff, we're carrying on that tradition, and Graham and I only work on electromechanical games, no arcade games or solid state pinball, so that's great. And whereabouts are you from, Jeff, if you don't mind saying? One thing that's going to happen in the next 4 months, of course, is our USA tour. And I've got a little timeline here on my phone. United Airlines supply you. Let's see, how long is it now? 4 months and 18 days. Is that backwards, or 4 months, 18 days and 1 hour? Ah, Flint, Michigan. Okay. We'll be in Michigan in October on the way to Chicago. We'll probably try and visit the Whitmore Lakes Tavern. We stayed in Whitmore Lakes. I don't know if that's anywhere near you, Jeff, but then we head over to Chicago, and we may make a little visit to our friend in Ann Arbor. I think everyone knows who that is. So yeah, it's not, when I booked my tickets it was 6 months. Now that's how quick time goes. So I'm leaving Australia on Sunday the 29th of September, I think at about 9:30 in the morning, and at 6:30 a.m, as long as the plane is on time. On the same day, mind you, we land in LAX. Ah, right. Okay, Jeff, you're working by there. Right, excellent. So that's a long day, you know. It's about a 13 and a half hour flight, 13 hours, 40 minutes or something. And it's longer coming home because you're going into headwinds, I think, and the plane must go slower or something, I don't know. But when I land in LAX, I'll then be jumping on a bus to go to Union Station in LA, and then I'll be catching the Pacific Surfliner train, Amtrak, to San Diego. So I'm going down to San Diego to visit some friends who I was only introduced to last year by my good friend Will, and we had a fantastic time there. So I've been invited back there. I'm going to spend 4 or 5 days there, and then I catch up with my friend Craig Cashell. Those of you that have met us in America before, we travel together. Craig unfortunately can only spend 2 weeks in the USA this time. I'm going to spend just over 4, and he's got family things he's got to take care of and so on. So what we'll do, we'll catch up back up in LA, and we're going to go and visit a private arcade up there, catch up with John Osborne, the former Gottlieb designer. You know, Johnny designed Haunted House and Blue Note and a few other games. Yeah, raising a pint at Whitmore Lakes Tavern would be good. I don't know if you're on our Facebook page, Jeff, but keep an eye out, or please feel free to join. Keep in touch. If we'd love to have a drink with you. And for that matter, we're happy to meet as many people as we possibly can. Last time we were invited to so many people's homes, it was overwhelming. And of course, we were humbled by that, but we just couldn't get to everyone's place. So we're going, I think we went to 3 private residences, and that was great. You know, we really, really, really enjoyed seeing that. And I got to meet a guy that I hadn't met before. Let me read, in Ohio. Oh, Paysack, Mike Paysack. Mike, is it? Oh.
Yeah, Mike.
Mike, yeah. He's a guy I really hadn't met before, and I know he's been ball for a long time, and He used to be involved with Rob Burke. That's all changed. So we actually went to his home and to an old warehouse he had where he kept a lot of stuff, which was pretty good. Oh, hello, Mitch Stiles is with us, Graham.
Oh, Mitch. Yeah, the getaway's looking great, Mitch.
Okay, so Mr. Pinbologist is a guy that's just put a message up people now. He lives about just under 3 hours north of us here, and he repairs both electromechanical and solid state pinballs.
Does brilliant restorations.
And yeah, he's a matter of fact, he's what's he doing for Brett?
He's doing a Fathom.
Fathom, yeah, he's doing a Fathom.
And he makes his own stencils, and he does a great job.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us today, Mitch. So yeah, getting back to America, yeah, I just couldn't get to a lot of places we were invited. But I guess what will happen is more people will probably let us know a bit earlier. We were supposed to go, one place we missed out, we wanted to go was to see, everyone may have heard of a really well-known collector in New Jersey, Vic Camp. We were going to go to his place on the morning we were driving out of New York. We were going to go over, catch a bus to New Jersey. And there was some issues we had over there, and we just couldn't make it. So, and he'd just gotten back from Florida, and I think there'd been a hurricane or something down there. It was just a bit much. But when we leave LA, we'll be flying to New York City, and we'll be spending I think 3 or 4 nights there. We'll be going up to Poughkeepsie and to see Steve Young at Pinball Resource. So we catch the Metro North train up there from Grand Central Terminal, and that's really good. It's a lovely train trip along the Hudson River. If any people that live over that way have never done it, you know, I recommend it. You go up past Sing Sing Jail. What's the name of that? You go West Point Academy's on the other side of the Hudson River. I mean, even though it's an American military thing, I think everyone's heard of West Point. It's mentioned in so many movies. We'll be going to have lunch and visit Dave Matrando, our good friend. Dave is a collector. He lives in Highland, up that way, over the other side of the Hudson River from Poughkeepsie. And I think he's going to take us to a distillery or something. Wow. Spanky will love that. Cool. And we'll go visit his wife Sue and his collection as well. Then we'll come back and we'll do a few little touristy things in New York. Got to try this time and get into Central Park. We've been on the outskirts of it. Last time we did the Coney Island bit, and we've done the Empire State Building. That's great, and that was 2018. And this time we might do the Edge. We might either that or maybe I did one Vanderbilt last time. That was pretty cool. Anyway, then we'll drive from New York. We'll rent a car and we'll drive down to York in Pennsylvania, and we're hoping maybe to go by Ashbury Park in New Jersey to that. What is it? There is a big arcade there, I think, but whether that happens or not. And then we're going to be at the York show. We'll arrive. That's a Thursday. We'll arrive, so that's on the Friday and Saturday, and then on the Sunday. We'll head off to Ohio, and we'll be making a visit to Pastimes Arcade, catch up with Mike Hale and all the guys there. Last time we were there it wasn't open. That only officially opened in April last year, so it's just been on 12 months. And then we'll be going to Michigan, and hopefully that's where we can stop at that Whitmore Lakes Tavern. And we might even get to see Jeff there. And where will we go then? Well, then we're going to go to Chicago. So we're staying in Schaumburg at the hotel where Expo is. I'll be talking at Expo, probably do another video to present there as well. And hopefully, and another little thing that may or may not happen, so Mike Hale, Mark Gibson and myself might be doing live repairs on the floor. Now, it's only, we've sort of tossed it around a bit, and so that should be a lot of fun, you know, like we might pull a stepper unit out of a machine and repair it, you know, and people can come along and watch and ask questions and stuff like that. So that should be fun, because Expo goes for an extra day this year. After Expo finishes, we're going to drive up to a private collection in Wisconsin, New Berlin, eh? And fabulous there. And then pretty much then Craig leaves to come home. That'll be around about the 21st of October. And just remember, 21st of October. Can you keep that date in mind to buy me a beer? That'll be my birthday. I'll be 71. So I'll have 71 pints, please. No, I better not have that many. I'll be too full. And then I'm going to stay at my good friend Bob and Shannon's farm in Rockford, Illinois. And then I fly back. I'm there for 4 days. And we're going to, Bob's organised to go and see a guy who's a collector and do a few neat things there and cool things. And certainly feast on some of Shannon's wonderful food. The woman is a fabulous cook, really is. And then I'm going to fly back to San Diego via Seattle. And the jury's out whether I just jump on the plane or I change and stay and go and see, what is it, the Needle in Seattle? Whether we do that or not. So that's only 4 months away. Oh, and 18 days. So Graham's still busy over there working, and these are the exhibits that we use in our training courses. And like I said, they were getting a bit sad to look at. So what we've done, here's, just got to get it in picture, a little bit disorganised. Here's a Bally relay, a G-series relay, and it's a 4-switch relay. It looks like it has 2 normally closed and 2 normally open switches, and we've just cleaned everything up, the armature plate, give it a bit of a polish, taken the whole bit out and cleaned it, polished. And when I say polished, we've buffed it. Just makes it look a bit nicer. I mean, if you're doing a full restoration, you do this, but like I said, we just want to make this stuff look a bit more presentable. And we've desoldered all the wires off the end, left a link in there. See the link just there? That's a wire link joining a couple together. So that switch stack is really nice now and clean, because you couldn't see half the stuff. And I think we've even cleaned the switches. We didn't do them with a Dremel yet. We'll do that at the training course to show people how it's done. Here's another thing we've done. Where is it? Yeah, here you go. These are the relays that frighten everybody. The good old Gottlieb FS relay. Yeah, there it is. So on that one, how's that light? Yeah, that's better. On this one, what we've done, we've taken off the 2 screws there, and we've taken off the washer, the plate, taken off the board, polished the board with a bit of Scotch-Brite. Could have made that a little prettier if we wanted to, but you don't really need to spend that much time on them. And that's nice and presentable. Now, and this one wasn't working, and now hopefully if I can operate it with my fat little finger here, That should work. Look at that. Beautiful. Very important when you do these, people. I'm just going to bring that round to there. You've got to make sure that the switch, the wiper fingers are aligned correctly on both sides. Right? And that is most important. These are adjustable up and down by loosening these screws here, and then you've got the circuit board has a little groove in it so you can move them up and down. We've done a video on how to rebuild these quite some time ago, probably 18 months, 2 years ago, so you'd have to look for it. And remember, if you're looking for any videos on YouTube, you can just, where the magnifying glass is, you type in, say, Gottlieb FSAS Relay, or Gottlieb Relay Rebuild, and all the things associated that what we've done and any other people have done are going to pop up. So that looks nice and clean. We've that area there, we polished that, took that all off. We stripped this right down, pulled everything apart right down, even split the two frames. Here's one sort of half done. Oh, where are we? You just undo those. You take the coil out, just undo the screw on the back, take the coil out, and then you've got two screws. That frame comes off, and that allowed us to polish that one up. See, it looks a lot better. And clean things do look better. So yeah, that's the ASFS relay. If anyone's interested, go and have a look at that video. You will learn a lot. Now, here's a simple little tool. If you haven't got any, get some. These are available at most electronics retailers, etc. They're just alligator clips, jumper wires you can use, and that can help you jump circuits and do fault finding. Very, very useful. You can get cheap, nasty ones, or you can pay a little bit more money, only a couple of bucks, and get better ones. And often when you buy them, it'll tell you the ohms they're rated at, and some are rated up around 10 ohms, 7 ohms, and that's good enough for pinball work generally. You're not leaving it on there so it gets that hot or anything like that. It's gonna melt. So get yourself some of those. Where are we up to? What are you up to there, Graham?
Oh, I'm just adjusting this pawl. It's going backwards on 0.
Oh, right, okay.
It's not too bad, but
Right.
I'll show you what I mean. It's on 0.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's going back a smidgen. Go around the 9.
Okay.
Sort of going back. I think it's okay, but...
Do you think the check pawl is a little bent?
Well, I took it out and I just still got to go forward a bit on it, I think.
Okay. Hello from Ohio, and thanks so much, Amy Crash. Hi, Amy. How are you from Ohio? Have you been to Pastimes Arcade in Gerard, Amy? If you haven't, I suggest you get there and have a look at all the wonderful stuff they've got there, and say hello to the guys. Mike Hale, wonderful, wonderful man. You might even get to see Rob Burke there. Patrick Baldwin, he's sort of the floor manager. Good place to visit. When we were there, we stayed in, what's the town near it? Youngstown. We stayed in a nice little place in Youngstown. It was only 10-15 minute drive, if it was that. The Pastimes Arcade is an old IGA supermarket, and Rob's bought, and it's all been done up, and he spent a ton of money on it.
You can play pinball and get your milk and bread.
Yeah, not anymore you can't. You can just play pinball.
Oh. What fun's that?
I don't know. Bring it over here and let's have a look. Drop it down? Yeah. Ah, excellent. So there you go, Graham's got that working. And to stop that going back, what did you do, Graham?
I had to loosen those two screws there, And just adjust the pawl down.
The check pawl in a bit.
Down a little bit.
Now, have we got one of those check pawls out? I don't know that we have.
I can find one. It's no problem.
We'll show you what we're talking about, these check pawls. Now, they get bent. And I'm not sure, I must ask if you can buy them, because if you can buy them, if PBR are making them, they get bent, really bent. I don't know why they get... Oh, here's one here. You got the pliers here, mate?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that one's bent actually, isn't it? No, that's not too bad.
Not too bad. This is it here. So that groove, there's where the screws go, which Graham pointed out. You rarely have to adjust them unless someone's altered that. But he had to adjust this one because he pulled it out to clean it. That's the other side of it. See, it's got the little tip on the end there, and that's what goes into the gear tooth. It checks it. So if you get a gear tooth, and there's the big gear that it checks. Is that in focus?
It goes into that groove there.
Yeah, that's right. So there's the reel itself. I'm showing you the gear that drive the wheel. I wasn't showing you what it checks. There's little notches there. See those little notches? That's where the pawl goes in and checks. Click, click. There. Get the idea? Have a look at a score reel working. It's hard to show you inside one because you can't see real well.
All the switches are good too.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have to adjust them.
Oh, all right. Oh, excellent. Now, let's just talk about this, people, for a minute. See that there? It says inside switch reset completed, second switch run out, and third switch 9th position. Now, that's not always on the score reels, but the other thing is Gottlieb have two different style of score reels. Now, this does cause some confusion. Now, once again, there's a chart, and it was recently put up in some of the Facebook groups. It's certainly in our group, the Goat Shed and Pinball Repair Specialists, illustrating what switch settings are for what. The old style Gottlieb and the new style Gottlieb. What happened was Gottlieb, around about, what year was dancing?
66.
66, they used a different configuration in the switches, and I'll show you how to identify that in a minute. But the important thing is to remember that chart is available, and a guy called Andrew Harris has just edited it and put it up there. So have a little look for it. Now, what they're talking about are these switches here. So this game score reel is currently on. I know it's a bit hard with my hand, and once again we have done a whole video on this. This is just a snippet of it all. We're not trying to create an online training course. We just want to give you some technical tips while we're there. Let's call them that. We have been asked, will we do online training courses? The answer is no, we won't. I'm sorry, but it involves too much technology that we don't have, and we'd have to hire someone else to video it. So that means paying a videographer, and we're not in a business. We're not an LLC or a proprietary limited. We're just a pair of hobbyists. So this is as good as it gets, our videos. Anyway, that score reel is at 0. So therefore, the switch there, the 0 switch is closed. Oh, can you see it? The middle switch is open and the top switch is open. The top switch is the 9th position when you go over to the next score reel. The middle switch is the run-out switch. The run-out switch gives power to the coil, and the bottom switch is the reset position or the 0 position switch. Now, what am I waffling on about, you say, about these different switches? Okay, let's show you. So that particular style of switch has this plasticky switchblade comb. That's okay, that's cool. And then you get stacks with a metal arm. That's that one there. This one. A metal arm with a bit of rubber on, goes in between. There. Can you see it? It's got a little bit dark there, isn't it? Got a little insulator across here. Metal arm. So that's essentially a different style to the first one we showed you. But then what we have is this one from the early days, from the Dancing Lady. So many, and it's only on 4-player machines that you get this. And how do I do it? How the hell do I know what score reel I got, people? How do I know? Okay, it's easy. I'm going to show you. No, wait, we won't show you now. Buy me a beer. Who's going to buy me a beer? Oh, okay. Hey, and remember, people, you can give us a super thanks if you so desire. You can give us a tip. A few people have done that. I think Spanky went to the pub with the last. No, all the money we earn here in the goat shed goes to Graham's drinking fund. Graham's pension, and it basically goes back into the goat shed, renovations and things like that. All right, are you ready for it? Have I crapped on it long enough? Yeah, okay. Here you go. Here's how you tell. Let's just get that back a bit. See the nylon spacer on the switch there? That's how you tell that it's one of those style. So on this one, it's all Ace About Apex, the switch positions on this one. And I'll show you, if I can. I think I can. I'll just push that back a bit so you can see the spacer. I'm just trying to get a better light on that for you. Oh, there you go. And I'm going to rest my spring hook. It's that nylon spacer. I'm lifting it there. There it is. See, I'm lifting it with the spring hook. It's that nylon spacer that's the culprit. Once again, they only did it on 4-player games. Now, I have asked the question why to a couple of different people. No one really seems to have a good answer, and that's okay. But I think the reasoning, it may have had something to do with parts availability. I just don't honestly know why they did it. But they did do it, and yeah, it's a little bit of an annoyance. But where's the new style one? I'm not going to saved it yet. Hang on a sec. I'm just trying to find a picture on my phone to show you people. Don't worry, there we go. Oh dear. It's here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay, so it's this chart here. You'll find that in the Goat Shed, Ian Pinball Repair Specialist. It incorporates the new one. This is a revised edition. It incorporates the old Rat Trap reels. Gottlieb Decagon from Dancing Lady from 1966 to the ones from I can't see what it says there. I'll have to blow it up. I haven't got my glasses on. 1975. Now, 1974, you had machines like Magnetron, I think...
Out of sight.
Yeah,
Jungle.
Yeah, 4-player games with that weird configuration of score reels. And the difference is that on the other ones, on the newer style, the top switch is the ninth position, but it's all backwards to frontwards. The ninth position is the middle switch on that style score reel. So you see what I mean about confusion, but that's how you identify it. So go and have a look for that particular chart and see what you can see about it. It is there. So what are you doing now, Graham? What's going on?
I'm putting this relay back together.
Oh, okay. What do you got there?
An old 50s relay. I think it's a scoring relay.
Oh, okay. So we just have a few different style of relays to show the people that come. A lot of people don't have a clue what relays are, what differences there are. So just been cleaning that one up a little bit to improve its looks. So what do you think about those score reels, eh? Everyone sort of understand that, I hope. It can be a little bit overwhelming, I guess. But when you work on them all the time, you get used to it. Although you tend to forget the positions. Oh, what's what now on that different style one?
Yeah, we've got a chart there.
Yeah, we've got it all written down. So, for those that keep asking, and we've got to find out, and I'll just remind Graham aloud here that we've got to check about the goat shed signs. That's just been one major cock-up. To be quite honest, the guy we order them off, he's he comes up with the goods, but I think I said before we were told we were going to get these back at the end of January, first week in February, and well, we still haven't got them. Allegedly they're here, but we still haven't heard anymore. So anyone that wants one, don't worry, we'll let you know when they're available, and hopefully sooner than later. Well, I thought someone might have a few questions after all that. Yes, the Gottlieb Parts Manual is a great resource for learning about things. I don't think the one that a lot of people have is the Gottlieb Parts Manual from 1978, the one with the brown and gold cover. I don't think it distinguishes between the score reels, but you're right. There's a lot of great information in there, and I recommend anyone that's into pinball get that. In fact, on resources online, there is a number of books that you can get that are free. Now, you cannot get Gottlieb stuff for free. Unfortunately, it's copyrighted.
Can't get my book for free.
Yeah, that's right. You've got Graham's book, but it's not about repairs. Graham and Marco Rossignoli, world-famous pinball authors.
Buy my book and make me a millionaire.
Yeah, well, yeah, could do too. So, there's a book called that Williams put out, both Williams and Bally in electromechanical, and they're available. Can you reach in and get that Williams book out, or if you can see it? I can't remember what you call it. They're available on Mark Gibson's Fun with Pinball site under resources. Okay, you just download them, they're free. Only thing is you've got to print them out, and I recommend you do print them out.
That's a good book.
Oh yeah, there's that one. So there's this one here, An Introduction to Bally Flipper Games. That's on Muck's site. It just tells you, like, it's all basic. It's not super technical, but it just tells you different. Let's have a look. Like there's a score motor, you know, a carousel score motor. and here's the Williams one. It's an introduction to coin-operated amusement games. This is a good book. Williams done some great manuals. You know, the manuals you got with the game. Pretty much all of them are available for download off the IPDB, the Internet Pinball Database. or should I say database, And we use this book in our training, particularly when we talk about lock-in circuits. Can you see that? It explains what a lock-in circuit is and everything like that. It's important to know, because a lock-in circuit is part of the circuit that allows a machine to score 500 points. Think about it. You hit a target that says 500 points, the ball hits a target, closes the switch, the ball bounces away and starts scoring other points. The lock-in circuit allows it to hold in, and it's important you learn about those. Gottlieb also made a really interesting service manual. It's out of print. You could get it off, what was it called? Crow River Trading. Yeah, whoever they are. But that's where I bought mine 10 years ago now. And I had a look there recently because someone wanted one, and I found it on their website, but it says out of print. Now, once again, if you're really into technical stuff, it's not a bad book to have. It's probably a little bit beyond a novice, but it will tell you about timing on score motors, on the carousel score motor. It talks about that. And there's quite a few, and it tells you what every switch stack has the capability, and every position has the capability you're doing. So they just don't put those switches anywhere. They're there for a purpose, and that purpose is to do with timing. Now, I don't know if anyone there is interested in learning a little bit about that, but we, where is it? Let's see. I've just got to move away for a second. This is a Gottlieb score motor cam. So the level with the teeth on is level A. The level with the studs on, which are riveted through the top, these studs here, is level B. This outside edge is level C. This post is level D. And if that post was a little higher, that would be level E. So level A, level B, level C, level D, and level E. Now, the switches all are on a frame and screwed on there, but for argument's sake, there's 5 teeth. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a gap. A gap. That gap's for timing. Now, just to put it into perspective, switch stack 2C, so 2C runs on this cam here, and it works in the long throw position of the dog. Now, I'm probably getting a bit technical here because I haven't got a dog quite handy, or have I? Yeah, we'll get a dog. Anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is that, talk about timing. You score 500 points, or 10 points, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Oh, bang. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Oh. Do it this way. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And then there's a gap. It stops. That's when the hold-on breaks. That stud there breaks a switch called a hold-on or lock-in switch to release the circuit, open the circuit so it can't score anymore. So it's like an assurance it scored the 50 points. The stack 2 is timed off the second tooth of the A stack. Right? Now, that's because it's in the long throw position. Hang on. Here's a switch dog, carrier and dog. Funny names, aren't they? So the silver bit is the switch dog carrier, and the little bit here, the black bit, is the dog. Now, that works by that presses the switches in and runs off the edge of the cam. So when it's in, try and do this. When it's in the groove, it's at rest, and then when it moves off the groove, it pushes the cam out, the dog out. Is that making sense? Like that. See? Fall back in the groove, that goes back in, pushes out. Bit hard to see. But that's the dog and dog carrier. And there's a short, so that's in the long, that's it, sorry, the dog can be put in two positions. See the other hole there? If I take that out and put it there, try and get it in. I do it, put it in the right way, it'll go in. See, that's changed the relationship. Before, do this again, sorry. See, it changes the position of the dog, and that's how it can determine where it fires the switches off the bottom cam on the cam on level C. Probably making a bit of a meal of that, aren't I? But that's all part of the timing thing. So we teach all that in the course, and we've done a video on it, of course. We've done a video on lots of things. And that reminds me, anyone that wants to see a video on anything specific, let us know. We do as much as we can. Now, we're going to start up a little, we said this before, and once again, time, bear in mind, this is all free. It doesn't cost you a penny, but like I said, feel free to give us a super thanks if you feel so inclined. But what happens is that we think of some video we want to do, and then we should have done that. We should have made a video. We've forgotten, and it's all too. But what we intend to do is we're going to try and do little short videos, say for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, with 3 or 4 different little things. Now, someone asked us the other day, what's the best approach to solder a wire into a Jones plug? Well, I guess there's different approaches, but we'll show you ours. So that's not a bad idea. What else we think of, Graham, the other day? We thought of something else.
We're going to show how to strip a machine down. A lot of people don't ever know how to take the glass off.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And so it might seem simple to everyone else, but a lot of new people don't know a lot of things like that.
Yeah,
which is fair enough, because everyone's got to start.
That's right. So, how to pull your pinball machine apart. Once again, to us, it seems.
Yeah. From everything from getting the motorboard out to all the stuff out of the back box.
Yep. Then pull it down. Pull it out. So please, if anyone does have anything they'd like us to do, let us know, and we'll try and oblige, because sometimes we run out of things, and sometimes we just don't have the time to physically do it. But that's okay. I'm sure someone will give us an idea. So, earlier on, Rizzle Razzaluno there, he suggested we do one on the 5 basic things why a score motor runs. Now, that was just before Christmas last year. We did that video, and that's proved to be a very popular video for us. I mean, there's multiple things why a score motor runs, and we might have missed 1 or 2 of the other obvious things, but we tried to cover the 5 most common things that you might encounter as to why that happens. Now, someone asked a question. Amy Crash, I need advice with the front door of Gottlieb 75. What advice did you need there?
That's a big door?
Yeah, 75.
That should be a big door, I think.
No, 76 big doors came out.
75
what game is it, Amy, and what did you need to know? We'll see if we can help you while we're here. Does anyone else have any questions or queries? Yes, no, yes. Did Paul Crawsek join us today? Paul, one of our prolific Facebook posters. He mentioned he was going to, but I haven't seen him. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed a few questions that people ask. Amy said that she'd met Trent from Tilt. Okay, I don't really know who he is, but that's great. Ward Kirkwood said, I have 3 Gottlieb 60s EMs. Several of the labels on the motorboard and playfield and back box have fallen off on these. I have the labels, but how do I know where I should put them back on? Right. Well, I guess the schematic is probably your best friend there, Ward. But if you put a post up in any of the groups on the particular game you've got and ask them for a photo of the labels on the motorboard or wherever you need it, someone will oblige you and be able to show you. I think the good thing about this hobby is most people are fairly friendly and will share stuff with people. So that would be the 2 things, the schematic or there's a Gottlieb soccer pinball that I've been refurbishing for a bar owner. Oh, okay, soccer, yeah. So you've got soccer and super soccer, haven't you?
Yeah.
Soccer's the 2-player and super soccer's the 4, is it?
Yeah.
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 And it's got the little balls in the back, the Caitlin balls. Now, you talk about those Caitlin balls, they get very dirty and grotty and crappy. If you soft buffing wheel, Graham?
Yeah, soft.
You buff them, take them out and buff them on a soft
You'll
buffing.
be surprised how good they
You
come
will be amazed.
They won't be new, but they'll be pretty
Yeah,
thick.
we did one for Bowling Queen, Mibs,
Yeah.
and I think we did a soccer, over the last
You might have had a
12, 18 months.
maybe a top score.
Yeah, and oh wow, they really come up. Oh, you're amazed because the ones in Bowling Queen, they're sort of a yellow and white. But Graham,
No, they're yellow and red, but we think that the yellow might have been white.
white, yeah, okay, yeah.
But they're yellow, so. but they were more dirt than colour.
Yeah. Yeah, our videos have been wonderful help. Well, thank you very much. I mean, we appreciate that. And like I said, we're going to try and keep them going. Okay, so Amy has a Gottlieb soccer. You put a new coil on it and it's still just buzzing. I assume you're talking about the lockout coil, the coin lockout coil.
Well, it's because the armature plate is not laying flat.
Okay, now I'm just going to pop this onto Graham. Oh, we're already there. You'll have to drop it down, Graham, a bit. That's it.
What's happening is that the armature plate is not lying flat with the top of the coil. I know it's hard to get proper, but sometimes if it's a bit off, you might have to put a washer underneath there.
Yep.
Actually, this one is very good, but you can see one side is about a couple of thou off.
Oh, you have to drop it down a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's probably hard to see.
Okay, so you've asked, can I just completely remove it? And the rod and the clips. Yeah, look, you can. I wasn't sure if you mentioned it was operating in a bar. It's simply there if anyone puts a coin in when the machine's turned off. So, yeah, you can remove it. All you've got to do, there's 3 wires. There's 2 wires connected to one side of that coil, which is the common. You must join those together. And the other one is the power to the coil. You can just snip that off and tape it over, and it's fine. It'll work.
The continuation has to continue or the machine won't start.
Yeah. And the bar owner wants it to set to 50-cent play only. Oh, okay. I'm not sure, to be honest.
There could be an adjust plug.
you'd have to look at the coin adjustment plugs to see what they do. Otherwise, there are ways you can do it, but Mr. Bar owner is going to have to fork out some money, and they may not want to do that. And probably, I'm going to make a wild guess, so 50 cents is 2 quarters. Yeah. Let us know how you, like, have a look at the coin adjustments on it. I've got to be honest with you, we don't have many machines on coin that we tour with, mainly because a lot of the coin mechs in Australia are gone. The operators took them out because they didn't want the machines to go into competition. So, without looking at a schematic and things like that, I really can't answer that question, and I don't want to mislead you. But it can be done. Sometimes involves putting in another relay. Now, if you put a post up, if you have a look and you can't figure it out, put a post up in the Facebook group, and a couple of guys have done things like that, and they'll be able to give you some advice. But like I said, when you learn what's got to be done, go and talk to Mr. Bar owner and explain, hey man, this is going to cost you a few bucks. Do you want to really do that, or do you just want to leave it on a quarter?
Maybe leave it on a quarter and 3 balls.
Yeah, well, that's another too. Graham, you heard Graham there. That's not a bad idea. A quarter and 3 balls. There's probably a couple of options. See how you go. Okay. Would be pleased to describe how you clean the paint on the outside of one of these 60s games. Not restored, but clean cabinet and back box.
Sugar soap.
Yeah, okay. So you get nicotine stains on them and everything like that. Now, I'm going to mention a word called sugar soap, which you may have heard Graham say. Now, I think that might not be the same terminology as used overseas, but it's a soap that you clean the game with, and if you were going to paint a house, a weatherboard house or a hardy plank house here, you clean it down with sugar soap. There are a few other chemicals that I've read that people in the US and Canada use, and I think one might be called Crud-Off, K-R-U-D. I'm not certain. But there are a few different chemicals that will do it. You just don't want one that's going to peel the paint. And if the paint's already peeling, you're probably going to rub the paint off. So, yeah. I'm not sure if that answers your question, but just try a few different things. Yeah, here we have sugar soap. Now this one, yeah, this is made. This product is a versatile and effective cleaner that's safe to use on most washable surface. It cleans without scratching the surface. Suitable for removing smoke stains, crayon marks, walls, wall before painting a wall coat. General purpose cleaning in kitchens and bathrooms. Does it have what it's got in it? Yeah. Spray area to be clean, leave on for 30 seconds and wipe away with damp cloth. For tougher jobs, leave for a minute, then gently wipe away. Wipe off immediately from aluminium and brass surfaces. Rinse well. So that's what we use, and it works good.
We use that scourer.
And the good old, scourer, Scotch-Brite, and you'll get it done. What's the Facebook called? Oh, it's the Facebook group is the Goat Shed EM Pinball Repair Specialists, and this is what it looks like. Let's show you. Bear with me. Do you come from my own group? There. Got a picture. That's got a picture. So we change the photo in every 4 or 5 months, 6 months, and that's a guy's arcade in Richmond, California. That's near Berkeley. So that's what it looks like. Oh, there, Brett. He's been watching us. Thanks for putting that up. Yeah, that's it. It's still raining outside.
Yeah.
What time is it? 10 past 10.
Well, starting on the belly now.
Oh, okay.
Just on the Williams.
Next score rail's a bally. Okay, so that's going to come apart. Now, I will say this, okay, and I mean, if I had the choice of working on a Gottlieb or a Bally or a Williams score reel, any time I'll choose Bally or Williams. They are direct drive, meaning but this is probably not working. Oh, yeah, it's a bit.
Sort of works.
Sort of works, yeah. Meaning.
Well, there's the plunger. That's the Williams.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go.
Well, Williams and Bally, they're very, very similar.
That plunger, it just pulls in, and that's and drives the.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Drives the score reel, where a Gottlieb is rack and pinion, so you get more friction in a rack and pinion mechanism, I feel. And that's the other thing. Some people ask, you don't lubricate pinball machines, but the people do put a little bit of grease, light lube on the rack and pinion in a Gottlieb. We don't, only if we've got a really bad one, but it can be done, and it was done in the factory. Obviously, you don't use WD-40 on a pinball machine, but we have it here. I mean, we use that to loosen frozen nuts and things like that. We don't use it to lubricate. And then if we use it to loosen a nut, we clean it off, okay? Because it does attract dirt, but frees sticky mechanisms and loosens rusted parts. So it does have a use. But we see some horrific examples of over-lubricated things here in the shed. It's just crazy. Right, where are we up to here? I've used naphtha on the playfield. Yep, I've heard about that. Naphtha, yep. We use a mixture of different cleaning products. We use kerosene to degrease things and clean them. We use, what else do we use? We use like Mr. Sheen spray and wipe to clean playfields sometimes, depending on the level of dirt they're on there. We use isopropyl to clean parts. And Spanky gets well lubricated at the Iron Horse pub.
Yeah.
Oh. Is that right? I didn't know that. We use, what's that other stuff we use? Gumption.
Gumption's good for what I like to do is when you got ball swirls, the dirt in the ball swirls, you put gumption down on the playfield and a bit of tea tree oil, and use a soft toothbrush, and you'll be surprised how good it comes up. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Here's an interesting thing too. Graham's now working on that Bally, and instead of a single blade screwdriver, you've got to use a Phillips. Yeah. So Bally and Williams did a bit of Phillips stuff. I think Bally, especially Bally with the bingos, are all Phillips.
Phillips, aren't they? Yeah. Just interesting, isn't it, how they did different things. Well, we've covered a few topics here today, and let's see if I missed any questions. Yeah. Oh, the guy got greedy. He wanted it $1 play. Yeah.
Maybe two for $1. Maybe.
The other thing they do, Amy, and particularly in America, tokens. you'd have to look into that, but you can get tokens. Now, I went to a barbecue out east of San Diego there, and they had a Gottlieb quick draw in there, and I had a bit of a look at it because it was a bar and barbecue, and it said a sign, this machine takes tokens, go to the bar to buy your tokens. So you can get them, and of course with the tokens he just has to clear it and reuse his tokens. So that's possibly another option for Mr. Bar owner, and then he can charge whatever he likes for a goddamn token. So that's your other option. Spinning wheels. Also, just remember, people, with a score reel, be very careful when cleaning them. Like, see, there's a bit of paint missing off this one here. We use just a little bit of light, lukewarm, soapy water. But if you're not sure, try it in a slightly inconspicuous place first to make sure that paint can come off.
You've got to remember, when these machines are on site, some were in different areas. So some were in direct sun, some were in basements and like shady places. And so if you can, just try. If you've got a 4-player, try one off a 4-player reel, just to test, because you don't want to be ripping the numbers off.
Yeah, don't use anything with ammonia in it and stuff like that.
No.
So and whatever, don't put them in an ultrasonic cleaner. Don't put anything with printing on it in an ultrasonic cleaner. It'll disappear. People have put in playfield plastics in them, I've read, and of course
there's nothing left.
There's nothing left of it when they take it out. And I know people have put these in, and of course there's nothing left of the numbers when they take them out. So there is a guy called nice guy. I met him in the USA. His name's Tanner Walters. He's got a site called The Pinball Scientist. Now he does make stickers for certain reels and sells them. They're very cheap.
We have done it.
Yeah, we got some off him, and they're really nice. But I think he's not. I think he's only doing them for the round reels, not the ones that are the
flat reels.
Yeah, the flat ones. Yeah,
we call them flat.
Yeah. So look him up, The Pinball Scientist. We were just talking about resources earlier on, and we got sidetracked. There are also a number of books being written on EM pinball repair and pinball repair in general. There's one. I've bought a few. The last one I bought was from a bloke. His name's funny name. It was promoted by the Pacific Pinball Museum. Oh, Bear Kamaroff. That's him. Bear Kamaroff. I bought his book. I haven't really read it, but I just like to see how people do things.
To buy my book?
No, I read it for free.
No one I'm broke.
In the toilet. There's another book by a Dutchman called Hank de Jager, Shagger, I don't know, something like that.
Hank the Shagger?
Yeah, Tim, yeah. It's really good book, but it's overcomplicated, and it mainly talks about multiplayer games. That's available. I remember I went to buy it and off the Pinball Resource way back in the early day, and someone said, "Oh, look, don't get that book, But I got it anyway, and so it's there. Spanky said he'll write a book. No.
You will be able to understand it.
Yeah. Oh, saltwater superbat. Yeah, it is on certain things, Amy, that's right. Simple green and mean green. We can't get mean green here in Australia. I've telephoned the distributor and they said they're not bringing it in. They bring one in which is an orange colour. So that's the what's that? The differences in product available per country. But Yeah, it's always a good idea, people, when you're going to use to clean something that might be a bit tricky, like a score reel or a plastic, to try it, as Graham said earlier, on in an inconspicuous place, or maybe if you've got one, an old score reel or an old plastic that you're not worried about.
It's like just say you cook a score reel on player 1.
Yeah.
And you haven't got a coil to fix it.
Yeah.
And you're on site or something, you can pick a player 4 out of the 10, and even though you still need it on the player 4, it's just that at least you can get the game going. So you can still play 1, 2 and 3.
Sure.
With not a problem.
Yeah. Oh, here's another one. Maybe you can explain, David H. Maybe you can explain why you don't try to adjust the trip coil mounting on Williams and Bally latch trip 2 coil relays.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to visualise. Can you think?
Well, it's just like a lock-in relay for Gottlieb. The Williams ones.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think the reason. I haven't looked at one for a while.
Well, it's like with the Gottliebs where you don't adjust those 2 screws unless you really have to.
Yeah, well, that's true as well. Okay. That's a good point that Dave H has brought up. We've got an AX relay there. Oh, I know we've got hundreds of them. Latching relays can be really tricky. Now, Gottlieb had early style ones which were used on the baseball games, you know, like baseball, it was called. What's another one?
Big hit.
Yeah, all the baseball series games had them. Gottlieb's High Hand used it as a reset reel. A reset relay, this particular latching relay up the front. And because they get dirt and grime on them and wear and this, there's different things that can happen to them. But a lot of machines have, Gottlieb machines have a AX relay in them, one of these. Now, again, we've done a whole video on these. Now, these are a latching relay, so that's unlatched at the moment. I'm going to push that down, and that latch, you see that? That latch pulls in, it locks under there. And there's no, that's snapping. Listen, just listen carefully. Can you hear that? That is working perfectly. But there are a couple of screws on here. There's one there, one here, one down in the guts there, you can't see, and one here. You never ever really adjust those. That adjusts, that moves the throw of the whole relay. In other words, it tilts the frame, and a lot of people try and fiddle around with them, but if you ever do find one of them loosened, you're going to find an outline of where the bracket should be. Yeah. Put it back. The way to correctly adjust these is give spring tension to the long blade so it makes it snappy. If this was sloppy, what would happen, when this is engaged, that would have up and down movement, but it hasn't. It's perfect. You must have adjusted that, Spanky. That's a Gottlieb AX. Really, I'm just not sure what David H means with the. I just can't picture one.
See if I've got one.
We're just having a look for one, and we'll try and find. I mean, like a lot of people say to us, "Oh, how come you don't do more videos on Williams or Bally games?" It's just simple. We don't see as many Bally or Williams games as what we do Gottlieb games. Clearly, Gottlieb were the more popular games, and Bally and Williams weren't. Now, I like Williams 60s games. I guess because of my age, I grew up playing pinball in the 60s, and I simply love, you know, I've got a Williams soccer from 1964, I've got a Williams full house from 66, I'd love to get a Williams Magic City, I think from 67. I'd also wouldn't mind getting hold of like an Alpine club or a Moulin Rouge.
So seven Up's a great game.
Or a Heat Wave. Yeah, 7 Up was the last machine Williams made in 1969, people. It was made in the 12th month of 69.
Yeah.
Graham actually had one.
Funny story about that. The first pinball machine I bought was a Fandango. I think that's a Spanish game. And I went to the guy's house and bought it. So it was $100. That was back in probably 1985.
Wow.
And I was leaving the guy's garage. I've already put it in my truck. And I looked under his bench and there was a cabinet, a pinball cabinet and 2 heads. And I looked closer, it was a 7 Up. And I liked 7 Up because I played it when I was a kid. And I said to the guy, what are you doing with that? And he said, I'm going to take it to the tip because I can't get it working. So I said, can I have it? And he said, yeah, no worries. So I put it in the truck. Took it home and I had it working in 2 hours' time. And that game I had probably for about 10 years, and then I swapped it for a bingo machine. So everyone's a winner. So that worked out good.
Yeah. Oh, you are here, Paul. Yeah, I just noticed the post you made in the goat shed. No, I didn't realise you needed a Gmail account, but yeah, anyway, it's glad you could join us, Paul. Okay, Graham found one of these. Dave, is this what you meant? Are you still there, Dave? I don't know. Is that the one you mean? Just let me know. I know this came up on a clinic one day about those relays. I just don't remember what it was. There's so many things to be aware of. That was the other thing we were going to do.
We'll just do that and wrap it up.
Yeah, I will show you one more thing, and then I think we'll finish up. We've been almost an hour and a half, and
it's morning tea.
It's our morning tea time here. A propitious occasion, morning tea, introduced to us by the English, and tea or coffee and biscuits. Very posh. We're not that posh. We have the cheapest possible biscuits that you can buy.
Yeah.
Let me show you one other thing. This is a switchblade. Let me get a white background. There we go. This is a switchblade. Now, this part here, God, that bit there, that curved bit, there, oops, that's a strengthener. Now, you get a lot of people ask questions in the groups. My machine's 10-point relay locks on, and they reckon they've inspected every switch and it's all open, like this one is here. It's open, but if for any reason that strengthener was to be bent so badly,
and we have seen it often,
and it would touch the bottom switch like that. Oh God, can you set like that?
You get a dead short.
That's a short circuit. All right, now that's an exaggeration.
But we do see it.
That would cause it to score 10 points and lock the relay on. So you have to readjust that switch.
Also, that one, Kim's had her spin and pad. We had to solder it on the other side.
Oh, did it? All right.
Yeah.
Now there you go. This one had a spinning contact pad. So this is something else you've got to look out for. That switch would have worked, but would have played up. When you close it, it wouldn't have been making a good electrical contact because the pad had come loose on the rivet. So we just drop a bit of solder on there, eh? And fix that up.
Yeah, just like new.
So look out for those things, people. Even though that's open, if that strengthener, and there's a photo of that in the goat shed I just put up again this morning, so if anyone wants to have a look. Okay, that's enough for today. Everyone had enough? I've had enough. Spanky, you had enough?
Yeah.
What about you, Graham?
I've had enough.
You've had enough? Alright. Okay, people. Thanks so much for watching. We appreciate it. And as usual, this has been another goat shed presentation.